Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot17, and welcome to the Greyshot Productions podcast. For those who don't know, I am a commentator on COH2, along with a strategy gamer on multiple other strategy games, and I've decided, along with my co-host 151, to finally start a podcast to talk about numerous subject matter, including the meta report, which will have a deep dive into all sorts of strategy content, along with other subjects. But like I said, with me is 151.
Yes, I'm the co-host of Greyshot Productions, more so on the back end than the front end, and I try to help out when I can, but I'm not the only person here. We have two other wonderful guests of different backgrounds. And first and foremost, we have the USA homeboy, Ace.
Hi, I'm Ace. I'm here to contribute some actual intelligence into the community.
And what actual intelligence would that be under, exactly?
How to play the game at a basic level.
Nothing about some other subject matter?
No.
Anime-related subject matter?
Nah.
Nothing?
Nah.
You sure? Wow, okay.
Do you want me to bring it up? I'll bring it up. Yeah,
I like how...
I will go right into it if you really want me to.
And lastly, we also have our Australian counterpart, Sean.
Our foreign guest of the
Hi.
day.
I'm Sean. My name is Sean.
He's
You may know me as Sean. My Steam username is Sean.
Just
How
so
do
much
you-
detail.
How do you spell that? Is it SHAWNEYR?
What? No, that's SEAN. That's my name. It's Sean. Once again, if you didn't remember.
And is that the American or Australian pronunciation?
It's Australian, I guess.
Okay. And how do we pronounce your name in English?
Scene, realistically.
Ah.
All right.
That makes sense. Like
I
Dean.
will try to use the Australian pronunciation.
Spelled SEAN. Sort of like scene.
Yeah.
Sean. There we go. I think I got it now.
Yep. Nailed it.
That's
Okay,
good.
perfect.
That's good.
Well, here, now that we have introductions out of the way, the first and foremost thing we're going to be diving into is the meta report. Essentially, this will allow us to dive into different games in regards to what we think should be improved, disproved, all that kind of fun stuff.
Disproved, all right.
Yes. What conspiracy theories within the game do we think should be disproved?
Oswins are a government conspiracy to cover up something.
The Vietnam War.
The cover.
Utility cars are actually the most OP unit in the game. Fight me IRL.
The fuck chief is terrible.
The Oswin was put in because the Flak 88s were supposedly there, but then it's like, no, we'll make Oswins instead. They're so much better. No, they're not. But in any case, the first game of our meta report for this episode will be COH2, detailing the February 15th patch notes. Oh boy, it was a small patch, but that being said, it has actually some decent effects on the game, such as it's
Or like, oh please God, please nerf this fucking doctrine in the fucking ground.
Actually, I was gonna say that exact thing. It's like, hey, Relic, just trying to be nice, but there's some things that are overpowered. Don't worry, we got it. The last patch come out. Excuse me, Relic, you didn't really touch upon a couple of major things. No, it's fine. We don't need to change it. Week later. Okay, fine, we'll change it.
Yeah, they kind of missed a few things, but at least with this one, they kind of fixed the problems they created.
Yeah, so let's get into it. The first thing for the USF is the IR Pathfinders. They got increased costs, and the cooldown is now 50 seconds on them, which makes sense. I mean, I guess the idea was because
Didn't they only just nerf those costs?
Yes,
Didn't they reduce those? No.
And I think it was they were overperforming because of the fact that if you compare them to the Jaeger Light Infantry squads or the other Pathfinder units, which also kind of got a cooldown reduction, those were like the sticking point. But like, what about these guys? Can't we just deploy them and just, exploit them?
No, I think the nerf was warranted. I mean, the strength of the IR Pathfinder's early games effect, they're able to they come with a Springfield rifle, so they can insta-kill low-health units in a squad. So you combine that with a rifleman, a rear echelon, and heavy cover. That's a pretty potent combination. So, like, that soft nerf I felt was needed.
Yeah. The next thing was the airdrop combat group, which is now 3 CP instead of 2. I guess they're like, we should probably not allow the Americans to get such good equipment initially.
Especially with their recent buff. They were, right now, the Americans really, they used to be terrible before the previous patch. And then that really kind of buffed them up. And now they could actually be decent. But that kind of pushed them maybe a little too far. Kind of like when the British came out.
I mean, at 2 CP, you're getting an AT gun and a elite 6-man squad. So that's pretty rough.
Yeah, and not a lot of other commanders just could compete with that at that level at that time.
Yeah, so now also the pack howitzer, instead of 6-man squads, is down to 5. And, oh, by the way, if they're down to 2, say, well, you know, F you, because you're going to lose it.
Yeah, that I actually don't agree with.
Yeah. How does the 120 millimeter Soviet mortar is like, I have 1 squad in there. It's fine. I'll just walk away with this gigantic mortar. But a normal mortar, oh, we're down to 1. Oh, run away. Nope.
See, I would be more okay with it if the fact that the pack howitzer is locked behind 2 tech levels. Yeah. And by the time it comes out, you could be facing a Stuka or a Panzerwerfer down the line. So it's a nerf I feel is not needed. Yeah. I mean, I would have been fine with lessening it by 1 man, but having it run away at 1 like every other unit.
Yeah. But I guess the idea is, let's increase the attack power and decrease the defensive power. It's like, oh, that's wonderful. Thanks, Relic. Up next is that's it for America. Now it's the OKW. And the big thing they changed was the sector assault is no longer overpowered with the frag bombs.
Yeah,
I don't even think they're frag bombs. I think they were just like, they literally drop bombs that could kill tanks, if I recall.
They were kind of like the Soviet IO2. Kind of like, you know what I mean? They were.
Except you didn't have to aim them.
It was yeah. Honestly, getting hit by it's like a combination of the British bombers and the new Soviet AT strike, because it hits hard.
Yeah, you think you're safe, and then you lose a whole tank, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, and not just that. It was like, and I like how originally it's like they had it, but no one used it because it missed so much, and then they just increased the accuracy, and now they're like, okay, let's just remove it. And it's like, can we just go back to something in between the first 2 with the bombing strike? Can we just do not as accurate? Is that okay?
Yeah, that bombing strike does need more of a buff, because I remember I called in on like 3 artillery pieces in a blob, and it only decrewed like 1 of them.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like having the bombing run would have been better, but just make it less accurate.
I would also say that if you can make it a little less accurate, and I think it's fine, because as long as you get AA, like that's like.
Well, no, I mean the British bombers don't really get shot down.
True, but I mean that's why I'm saying
you can't shoot down those bombs.
You can't. Yeah, you can shoot them down.
Realistically, when's the last time you saw that?
The last time I played with them.
Yeah,
but I always get AA
one time out of like.
All right, instead of the frag bombs, they get the AT strafe along with an additional anti-infantry plane. So, yay, kinda. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's just hold the line sort of tactic rather than just kill everything, which is fine. The Jaeger infantries can no longer spawn in buildings, but that's not their problem. It was just the fact that they were overperforming.
No, that was its problem. That was incredibly annoying. Oh yeah.
I honestly I don't know. I feel like
infantry coming from any direction was a big pain in the ass.
I think the problem with them was they were so cheap and low CP, low pop cap, and they were really effective for their cost.
Especially their range.
I mean, and honestly, I kind of am agreeant on this, because I mean, infiltration commandos were nerfed to basically a half health squad. The other call-ins in rears no longer spawn in buildings. They're all call-ins. I think the only ones that do it now are the partisans, but that's fine because they're weak as hell.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop some people from like, I'm going to overwhelm you with partisans. I'm like, cool. Let's go. Let's try this. They're no longer the Terminators they once were. But speaking about killing people en masse, the Sturm Tiger got a which is known for killing a lot of people close up. Last patch got a boost, but now they decrease its friendly fire potential and also decrease the cost to it.
That's a shame.
Time.
I would say
that is needed
for how ineffective it was.
I would say that's a shame as well, because when Ace murders me with Ostwinds, no longer am I going to have some kind of way to counter.
If I remember correctly, I stole your Sturm Tiger, then used it to murder Sean's Panzer IV army.
Yeah,
that was not fun.
But yeah, no, I think the Storm Tiger is like one of those units they've been tweaking because they're trying to find that happy balance. Because now it can reload on the move, which is great.
They wanted it to focus more on infantry killing ability.
Yeah,
that's why they nerfed its damage and penetration to tanks.
Which I think
but then they didn't reduce.
Which I'm fine with. They
didn't reduce its price.
I don't know. I always like the replays where they kill 2 Jacksons in a single shot, but you know, it's just me.
Yeah, it's a unit I still like, and I want it to be good, and I think they're pushing in that right direction, especially
like the commander for the heat rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now how much does it cost now?
165 fuel.
Yeah, with 165 fuel, 570 manpower, and it was 620, 180.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's way better.
Yeah,
every little bit helps. And
I'm still in the mindset that you should have a Sturm Tiger and a King Tiger, or like a heavy tank. I don't think the Sturm Tiger.
No, I think that's a little too much, honestly.
Yeah, 2 heavy tanks is pretty rough.
I still don't find the Sturm Tiger that big of a threat, or like that.
I mean, it's a big threat.
It's not. It's an infantry killer now.
Yeah, it's a big threat. I mean, it's supporting an attack. Like you kill the AT guns, the emplacements, or the fucking other stuff, and then your armor does the actual punching damage.
All right, which one's more deadly in your mind, a Sturm Tiger or an AVRE?
Oh, AVRE.
No, Sturm Tiger, 100%.
Sturm Tiger.
Really?
Sturm Tiger has better veterancy. It does more damage, better explosives. I mean, yeah, the
big thing is it's got bigger range.
And better.
The range is the big thing.
AOE is larger on the Sturm Tiger as well.
I would make the counterpoint that the rate of fire on the AVRE is what really helps it stand out. The problem is now it's attached to a doctrine that I think is a little bit too weak for it.
It actually loses up because it has a turret, because often it'll be facing in the wrong direction, so it takes longer for it to fire off its round.
Exactly, and also it's really easy to see where it's gonna fire if you look at it.
Yeah. Okay, so put down in the comments below which one do you think is better, Sturm Tiger
so the
or
AVRE
AVRE?
is actually weaker because it has a turret.
We want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
Who's right, Ace and Sean or my brother?
Probably not me. Probably not.
Probably not him.
Again, I wish they would slightly changing on going on a tangent. I kind of do wish they'd kind of buff that or like change the emplacement doctrine, because the AVRE is like the Storm Tiger is something I want to use. It's just
that doctrine's not great.
The doctrine is
realistically like here's how I put it. What would you rather have? Would you rather have an AVR like for infantry killing? Would you rather have an AVRE or a crocodile?
Easily crocodile.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's different.
Yeah, that's why I think the commander needs to be modified some way to give it maybe more AT. I don't know, but maybe another call-in, just because I feel it needs something a little bit more. Because even though yes, the AVRE the turret needs to move and such, the Sturm Tiger, how many times does it hit something and just like hits a little tiny little hill and then just explodes and the infantry just is staring in awe like, oh, okay then.
Yeah, it's the same problem with the B4 shot. With like, I never use the B4 direct fire because it sucks. It always misses every single time.
Yeah, without fail.
It hits a terrain like next to the King Tiger, and the King Tiger's like, "Cool, I'm gonna murder you now," which is why I always do a direct, like a concentrate shot instead, or like a manual fire.
Yeah.
But actually, that brings up interesting points. That's the end of the patch notes. What do you guys want? Is there any one thing you want to change in the base multiplayer game?
Like one thing we think we should change, like any unit?
Any unit, any commander, stuff like that.
Utility car shouldn't be locked behind a tech upgrade.
That would be a pretty powerful opener, though. That'd be really
powerful.
It's on the same line as the scout car.
It
has about the same strength, but it can't carry a crew.
Okay. That might be a little power. I could see that as a call-in, maybe at like a certain CP level. But
no, the utility car is a native unit.
I mean, if you want a light vehicle, get the military truck. That thing is really freaking good.
Right, but that's a commander only.
Yeah, I know.
Unit.
It's true.
All I'm saying is I enjoy the utility car with its little turret.
Maybe upgrade the turret. Is that what you're like? Maybe have like a
I'm just saying it's
bazooka team riding on top or something.
The tech upgrade costs 20 fuel, and the utility car costs 20 fuel. So it costs the same to get to the utility car as it does to actually deploy it, making it almost incredibly ineffective.
Yeah, I see that as more like its name. It's like meant to drop mines and just really provide supportive fire, not really like with the scout car kind of attack like vehicles.
Right, it's a utility, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be locked behind a tech upgrade.
I just see issue with possibly it survive, especially when you get the upgrade for it to take more damage.
Yeah, that sucker can take a lot of Ken hits.
Well,
I
if
was
you
watching
don't
you
have
play
an AT
earlier.
gun, that's on you. Let's be honest on that.
All right, but Sean, not Sean, Ace, what do you want to see?
I'd like to see Artie get a soft nerf, like either decrease its range, decrease its survivability, increase its costs a little bit more. Because I mean,
Artie spams a thing.
I don't like Artie spam.
Oh my God. I have a replay.
Make
that
them
I might
all
do
in
tonight.
placement so they can't be recruited.
I have a replay I might do
Yeah.
tonight. Apparently, the entire OKW enemy team went fortifications to Artie spam.
Yeah, that's
Why are you
the
doing
problem.
that as replay?
I might. I'm just like, again, this is the problem with replays. Like, I get a short description, and literally the person's like, "We had to fight an OKW team that all went Artie with fortifications." I'm like, "You have my interest. I want to see how you beat that."
That would terrify me, but what also terrifies me is the fact that they have the zeroing artillery. I could imagine 4 of those going down like over an entire area. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just like put them next to each other. So that way, if you have any front line, you're just gone.
Yeah. Now, 151, what do you see as a change?
Honestly, it'd primarily be with like medium armor. Because I don't know, I feel like maybe like the Sherman or something, like the Cromwells. I kind of wish they'd be more. I wish they'd be more used more. The T-34 I think is like the only exception because it's so cheap that people either just grab it or they just skip it.
I mean, the American Sherman's really good.
It's good.
It's great for supporting against armor, and it's a god tier at the HE shot against infantry.
True. I don't know.
Honestly, when you're using the Sherman, you set it to HE and you don't change it.
Yeah.
Unless you're facing only tanks.
Yeah.
If you're fighting like a
In which
Panzer
case, you're
IV,
getting Jacksons.
Panzer IV, you're fine. Anything above, yeah, no, just keep it on HE. I don't know. For me, this is kind of more of a want than I'm not sure how you would implement it. I just wish there would be a little bit more. Wish a medium armor wasn't as relegated as it is when everyone just grabs a Panther or.
Oh yeah, more light armor play.
Yeah, exactly. I wish that was a little bit more. Again, you'd have to like stretch out the resources even more, and I don't think that's what they want to do. But that's something that's more like a want. But like the other thing would be maybe the other thing would probably be emplacements. The emplacement doctrine, because we were talking about that with the AVRE, is I kind of want that to be like just give it just something, just like a little poke. That's all you need.
Yeah. Of course, you all know what mine would be.
Another B4.
Another B4 doctrine.
Weren't they going to
Give
do
me
that?
something else. Yes, they were going to do it with the anti-tank, but they ended up saying no. Apparently, people don't want that. So I don't know. I just want the B4 and something else. I love counterattacks. I do.
Oh, change the armor company. Take those fucking
No, you're fine.
stupid grease guns off of the tank crews. Who uses tank crews as shock troops?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Guys, I'm going to sacrifice the Sherman to get the tank crew. It's very valuable to me.
I'm going to waste 200 manpower getting a rear echelon to put into the Sherman.
That makes sense.
They're in essence they're basically like partisans, but you have to like do a lot of like again you have to maneuver.
Yeah, they have no strength, and their damage output is real low.
And that's why you give them Thompsons.
That's why
it's just.
Oh, you know what?
Could you give us something useful with that, Commander?
You know what?
And I know people love the 105 Sherman.
You know what'd be great?
I hate them so much.
Instead of give rear echelons Thompsons or something.
Yes, something like that. That would be great
God.
and hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
A mob of rear echelons with just Thompsons. I see you have Stone Pioneers. I also have my pseudo Stone Pioneers.
Do you guys remember again going back to like Meta's past when you just have like 10 rear echelons with nothing but bazookas and LMGs? Oh my god.
That's when the Sturm Tiger at its prime was really great.
Now that
Or
this-
rifle company giving flamethrowers.
Yes.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. I think I was going to say a nerf that or a change that I think Ace would agree with is giving the AT snare to riflemen, not the rear echelons.
What?
Wasn't that? Or I'm thinking of the British.
Yeah, AT's near to the engineers. I mean, I can see it as useful, and I definitely like it. I don't know. I mean, if you really think about it, literally allies are the only faction without good AT snares, like the Axis. Like they have to be researched, they're veterancy blocked, or they're on non-frontline units.
I could see why they did that. It's because of the fact that the Germans will typically have less armor, whereas the Allies, they have more, so you want to snare them to stop them.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, I mean, I would be fine with tying the American one to the grenade research rather than a veterancy requirement. I find that to be quite stupid, honestly. And then I'm fine with the British getting engineering snare, and I'm fine with how the Russians work.
Well, I'm gonna in regards to like also in changes and whatnot. Are there any like commanders? Like if you guys could build your own commander, because isn't that supposed to be coming out too soon? Like their
No,
commander.
I don't think
No,
they're doing that.
that
no.
would be a horrible idea.
Weren't they
Why
doing
does
that? Wasn't that a
everyone
whole
have-
thing?
They
Why-
were
why-
surveying people to make up new commanders based on already
That was it.
existing assets.
Oh yes. Did that go anywhere?
A single
I mean-
custom. No, it hasn't gone anywhere yet.
I don't really think there's a fucking commander I'd change right now. I'm happy with some of the commanders.
I made a commander. It's called the B4 commander. Had artillery repair.
Artillery repair.
Got to keep that arty alive.
That would be kind of cool if you could like press like it was like 45 munitions and your artillery piece would like heal. I don't know how that would work, but
I essentially just made something that made the B4
So like
just
the brace for the
incredibly
British,
annoying.
but it also repairs it.
That was my whole thing. It was a
Okay.
joke, but you know, whatever. I don't expect anyone to like that. But the point of the matter is, I hope they add some new stuff because while the Soviets and the Wehrmacht have a ton of variants, the other factions really don't. So
I mean, I'd argue the Americans now have a ton of variants.
I would agree with that. Out of all the other factions, the British are kind of feel like there's only like a few you can actually go to be like competitive.
And that's what I mean. Like any of the others, like
Well, the British
The
absolutely.
British commanders have always been very weak.
I mean, the British fucking.
except for the
suck.
bombing run when it initially came out. Holy
Oh god, that
Hey.
on Sittard Summer,
Just get 3 people to do bombing run. You just GG'd the game.
you delete. It's like Control Alt Delete everything.
Or put up a Bofors and just game's done. 2 minutes in.
We can't get through it, guys. We have a Panzer IV,
Hey, see?
350
What the fuck is
manpower,
that?
120 fuel. Can't beat 270 30.
AC, what's that vehicle? Never heard of that.
Oh,
That's a light tank, Sean.
That is
Yeah,
actually
well, before the nerf to the Bofors, you never once saw it, because why would you ever know it?
Yeah, actually, the AEC actually is pretty bad against infantry for light
Yeah.
tank, honestly.
Well, that's because it does well against tanks. It's actually
Yeah.
got a very high penetration gun for a light tank.
it's no Puma, but it can sure pack a punch.
It
when
actually is pretty close to the Puma. It reliably punches through the front of a Panther. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does.
Did you just say a
reliably punch.
Panther?
I would have
Yes,
gone Panzer
Panther.
IV, but not
Yeah.
Panther.
No,
You're gonna need a Panther. Holy god! Like
I
the
lost the
recent.
Panther once to 6 AECs. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's 6 AEC, Sean.
I know, and they punch through the front every single time. They didn't do a lot of damage each time, but they eventually got there.
Just the wave. Yeah,
And
that
then with
is,
its engine brake ability, it's actually a pretty strong unit.
that is a positive sign that I have seen is the AEC is coming up, and I do like that unit. I think it is a good British unit that
Yeah, the British, when you build for it, actually has a surprisingly high mobility to their army. If you
Yeah.
go UC carriers and then AECs, you can get a very mobile force going.
which is better than the okay guys, we have territory and sit.
Yeah. Oh, thank God that is over. That was the worst period in Code 2's history. All right,
Yeah.
well, there's 3 British on the enemy team. I guess we might as well GG out of this because they're not moving an inch once they take the victory points.
Yeah.
I
Once
mean,
they got the,
did you
once-
see my most recent?
We have to push
emplacement
hard
game?
and we have to push fast because we can't let them get a single piece of territory.
That doctrine's still alive and well, Sean. If you watch my most recent emplacement spam, they put
Yeah,
like 10
yeah, I
Bofors
saw
up,
that.
and the Germans were like, "How do we defeat this?"
Hey, emplacements. The worst part about this game, the most overpowered thing possible.
Yeah.
Let's release a commander that makes them even worse.
Oh,
Whose genius idea was that?
a soft nerf that I do think should eventually go is bunkers cost like there's some kind of it's like 3 points whatever they actually like are worth something. Like the British Bofors and the British mortar cost like some kind of I'm blanking on what it's called. You know what I mean? Like
The
it's
British
100
manpower.
man.
Cap.
Pop cap, thank you. They have some kind of pop cap. Even if it's like 2 or 3, I'd be happy.
Yeah, British emplacements are much more powerful than bunkers.
True, but I think
Yeah.
even
I
like
don't think the
at
bunkers
2s-
are too bad.
I'd actually do the inverse. I would say the bunkers are more powerful because they're cheaper.
Yeah.
There's no pop cap, and you can put them everywhere to shut down parts of the map. Like oh look, there's a flank that's rarely used over here. Rather than putting down an expensive bow for you can just put down a bunker and forget about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not only that, they're way more versatile. Like
I could be wrong.
frontline
Didn't they
troops
make
can
the-
build them.
Didn't they do the whole concrete bunker thing for one of the doctrines in Wehrmacht? I've never seen that used.
I've seen it. It's not used that much, but I've seen it and it immediately dies.
Okay, that's an idea. I'm like, that sounds cool, and then nothing has come from it. So I'm like, I guess people don't like it.
It's very much like in everyone was like, "Oh guys, there's this cool new thing, let's use it." And then everyone was like, "Oh god. Oh, just make a normal bunker."
So, okay, so I guess that's COH2 on the meta report. Does anyone else have a topic they would like to discuss today?
Ooh, I mean, if Ace and Sean have something, I do have a list of COH2.org has like the top commanders, and we can like say yay or nay on in regards to again.
Link that?
Yeah, I can definitely link that.
Yeah, link it. I want to see this.
Yeah, this is the commander tiers.
I think this is going to be focused way more on 1v1 and 2v2 because that's where most people play.
Exactly, but we do 4v4 and 3v3, so we can immediately say why they're wrong and why we're right.
All right,
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Oh, I can't wait to see this. All right, so
I think the biggest one was the OKW. In regards to, do you guys want to start with OKW first? Just start.
Yeah, sure.
We'll just go with the tier 1.
Sure.
In regards to
how about
OKW number 1, scavenge.
how about this?
Yeah,
we may
that's
not
a big old no.
we may have not enough time to do all of these. So
Okay.
how about we do one per? We could do like this next time as well.
Okay.
But let's just do the OKW today and let's see how this goes.
Yes. Okay, that's a good idea.
So wait, are they saying by this standard that the OKW scavenger doctrine is the best?
Yes, this is what you would use. It is
This
the
a
best.
load of horse shit this is. I'm sorry. I know, and I've been like, hey guys, don't swear, but that's stupid. It's so stupid.
It's like why? Yeah, the Ostwind is okay, but I would rather get like I think the Firestorm is also like the biggest like wait what?
I'm
like-
assuming the Jägerl infantry buff really pushed this sucker up, but even with that, it doesn't like the Ostwind itself. It's like just get a half track or a Stuka or like anything.
I'm gonna say I'm reading the whole description. It's entirely about blobs. This commander takes out blobs really reliably. It works well if you use blobs. So this is a really good noob commander. This is expressly for noob players. That's why it's so high. Which apparently is very large on the Pro 2 page. A lot of noobs on here, because if you've ever read the descriptions and the discussion board, most people have no idea what they're talking about.
Now, I'm assuming that... Okay, hold on. Maybe this tier system is like, if it's like tier 1, it sucks.
No, tier 1 is the best. If you take a look, it rates everything
all the
on
way
a
down
1
to
to
tier
5. Yeah, tier. But if you open it up and they show the details, you can see like how many stars they give for offense, defense, support, and overall. So obviously tier 5, there is no tier 5, but in regards for the audience, if you want to know this, it's tier 1 is
I'll post
Scavenge.
the link in the description. But this is
Rifle Company is tier 1 and Mechanized is tier 3.
Hey, OKW today. We're on OKW.
We're doing OKW.
Today.
We're doing OKW.
All right, fine. But like this whole list is stupid. The whole list is stupid.
The fact
why we'll
that
have so much to talk
fortifications
about.
is not one because how many games have we
Luftwaffe
seen
is above
fortifications?
Firestorm? Are you joking?
Yeah, that's.
I like Luftwaffe. Fallschingers are
was
pretty
good.
strong.
It got better once
Firestorm
they
is ridiculous.
once they
Yeah,
buffed
those
the
flamethrowers.
Fallschingers a little bit
Flamehetzer,
and the flak
MP40s.
emplacements. I
Yeah,
agree.
so-
First drum was one I liked, and then
So for our audience that just wants to know what we're talking about. So right now, in regards to it, it says tier 1 is Scavenge. That is the best that co2.org would recommend. Then tier 2, it's Breakthrough. Then Spec Ops. Then Fortifications. Then Elite Armored. Then at tier 3, it's Luftwaffe. And at tier 4, it's Flarestorm. And for me, I would immediately say Firestorm is off. Spec Ops should be. Spec Ops, I think, is actually almost perfect, but I think it's way better than at tier 2.
I'm fine with that tier 2.
I actually say the entirety of tier 2 would be moved up to tier 1, and tier 1 moved down to tier 2.
Okay, there's one thing I would say.
Because there's
I
no
like
way
Spec Ops,
Scavengers above all these.
Here's the thing. Spec Ops, I think, needs to be tier 1 just for the fact it has a cheap, unavoidable recon.
Yes.
That is
100%.
so over. Like, combine that with the Stuka Dive Bomb or even Furstrom.
STG 44s are amazing.
It's too good. The ST 44s are also really good. Or like the entire doctrine is really good. Infiltration grenades are really good. Like Spec Ops is
Jagdtiger,
really good.
single most powerful unit in the game.
Yep.
You can with Breakthrough.
On Spec Ops also.
Elite Armor might be able to stay at tier 2 because most of it's not great. Though the heat rounds are pretty nice, and I love the Storm Tiger.
Yeah.
Fortifications definitely has to be tier 1 because it is fucking always played.
Oh, and
Always.
Fortifications, the artillery is.
You can't say
easily
it's a second
impressive.
tier.
All right,
You
so
can't say it's a tech.
Greyshot Productions will make an official list, and this is how it would go. I think that we all can assume and state for a definitive fact that Spec Ops and Fortification should be tier 1. Is that agreed?
I would also say Breakthrough with the Jagdtiger. Just the Jagdtiger alone on a team game.
Well,
the
I mean,
Jagdtiger can.
That's the thing. Like besides that, the arty strike is really good if people are coordinated near points. It also has really good special infantry.
Oh my god, the officer's great for just making people run away.
I don't know. The officer's definitely balanced in the fact that it can ruin a push if you lose the actual officer.
I have one
so.
sniper, a giant blob comes in,
Yeah,
aim
people
for
have
the
to stop.
officer, and they all run away.
Yeah,
People have to
That's
stop
the
dumb
balance.
blobbing the officer in with the rest of the assault.
that's the thing though. A lot of the OKW doctrines are really good if you factor in. They have a lot of good non-doctrine units.
Yeah. Okay. So those 3 are there. Would we put Elite Armored there? I mean, also take note that this would be an Elite Armored with the current Storm Tiger and also the what's it called? The supply, those trucks, the scout cars that connect as supply.
I would say not.
Cars.
The 221s.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's still
I'd
a
put
good
Elite
doctrine.
Armor at tier 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say tier 2, but it's definitely not tier 1. It doesn't have enough. It doesn't have a direct call-in or like some kind of way to assist the enemy. Like it used to be, I would say
You
more
can make
support.
artillery from the commander. You can put on tanks, but that's about it.
Yeah, but it's also costed quite a bit. Like
It's
140
mission heavy.
munitions.
You're right.
yeah, and it's only on the front line. You can't like do it behind. Like if they have like priests in the back or something, and someone puts down a recon, there's nothing you can do to help your team.
That's a fair point.
So I would say it's definitely towards the bottom of tier 2. The thing I will say that's better than it though is Firestorm. Firestorm
No.
I think is a great doctrine. It's even
Firestorm
with the
must
Storm
be
Tiger.
way higher than tier 4.
Here's my issue.
Yes.
The Flame Hetzer's terrible.
No,
Oh yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
it's pretty good.
Okay.
You just
I
have
never,
Great,
I
you
never
just need
see
to
it
have
last
good
too long.
micro, and you don't have that.
I verse it and I never see it last very long. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, compared
here's-
to a Storm Tiger, I would say the Storm Tiger
Yeah,
is
but
easily
it's-
beats
I,
it,
do-
but
I
for
actually
what
do
it
think
is-
Furstrom is a bit overrated. I mean,
Yes.
don't get me wrong. The MP40s on the Volks are great. The
Okay.
flamethrower is pretty good. The Hetzer is a good anti-infantry tank, and it can take a lot of
But
punishment.
if tier
That's good.
1's awesome and
But
tier
the,
2 is great,
It's costed at a light tank.
Yeah,
Like, most
the
light tanks
highest-
die real fast.
the highest I would put that doctrine is tier 3.
Okay, so what would we say is tier 4?
Or
Or let's just say bottom of the barrel.
I say nothing tier 4, Scavenge is tier 5.
The Scavenger Doctrine is pretty terrible. I can safely say I've only gone it once just to see what it was like, and yeah.
I would say Luftwaffe is easily still, because you didn't mention that. I would say Luftwaffe is better than Scavenge. The Fallschirmjägers are good units, and the
it's special. It's direct strike is anti-tank.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I would put it equal
for the
to tier
Fatherland,
3.
which is really good.
I would probably keep Luftwaffe at tier 3.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, I'd say it's tier 2. It's really good anti-infantry
right.
specialist. It has really good anti-tank support as well.
But compared to
you know what,
everything
actually,
else
I
at tier
take that
2,
back. You're right, because the
That's
flak
true.
emplacement, the really cheap flak emplacement is actually now decently good. Like, it's not a Boffer, but it will suppress a good blob of infantry and also shoot down planes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could see it being tier 2, but then we don't. Then what? Tier 3 is
I don't know.
Firestorm.
I could see it being a low tier 2, top tier 3.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go, guys. That's our official list, with tier 1 being Spec Ops, Fortifications, and Breakthrough. Tier 2 featuring Luftwaffe and the Armored Company. Elite Armored. Tier 3 having Furstrom, and nothing in tier 4. And if there's a tier 5, it's gonna be Scavenge.
Yeah, and we should also mention that I think you're going to be coming out with a series very soon in regards to like the commanders to go, or if you have to like go out and get a commander.
Yeah,
which to
I'm
get.
looking into
But for
that.
this right now, you also have to think about most of the best doctrines for OKW are just the standard doctrines. Like, you can go fancy with Firestorm or Elite Armor or stuff, but a lot of the best ones are the ones that they give you at the very start.
Fortifications is probably the big one.
Fortifications, YAG, Spec Ops, all those are the basics.
Fortifications is the
But
most
that's
overplayed
one.
commander in the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So OKW has a lot going for it just off the bat, and I think that's a good thing to have.
No, definitely. So, all right, that's actually a good side topic. We'll do that like if this goes every week, we'll kind of come back to that and kind of have a nice little discussion every week about every single faction. Might be interesting. But in any case, Ace, Sean, is there anything you would like to discuss?
I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't have anything either.
All right. Well, then we have one last thing we want to
I
discuss.
didn't know we were doing discussion topics.
No problem. There's one last thing we want to discuss before we end the podcast today. And by the way, what we will also be doing is put down some questions you guys have for us to answer. And next week, we'll do a Q&A on our favorite questions. I feel like that's...
No sexual stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, if it's about
Catch
Ace,
the
I
regular
think
live
that's
streams if you want that.
fine. Yeah. Oh, right. That's a good point. But, so my brother and I have stopped doing movie reviews, at least on the channel. And we figured what we're going to end up doing is at the end of this podcast, we'll kind of give a highlight, be like, hey guys, you should check out this film or stay away from this monstrosity. And again, we can do that because we go about once a week, 151, right? We try to catch a movie around that.
Oh yeah. Usually once or twice a week we catch a movie, and honestly, there are a lot of movies to avoid. So far this year. There's a few good ones, but there's a lot to avoid.
So we should probably say we start out the year with Broly. Which would we give that? Like, if we had to get a 1 out of 10?
Like probably an 8 or 9. If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, if you're not, you're going to be completely lost, and make note of it like a 6.
Yeah, but it's the animation, the characters, everything was just great. And then we go down to the Lego Movie, which we saw next.
Nope, you forgot one. You forgot Glass.
I forgot because it's that forgettable.
Yeah, it's bad. I think Ace, you saw Split, right?
I saw Split. I did not like it whatsoever.
Did you ever see Unbreakable?
I did see Unbreakable. That's a good movie, actually.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think this movie tried to ride the coattails of Unbreakable because it's like
I honestly think he's past his prime. He's
been past his prime for 10 years.
Yeah, he was really good as the earlier movies.
Do I need to bring up Avatar, The Last Airbender?
No,
oh god,
everyone forgets about Avatar and The Last Airbender.
Yeah, remember M. Night Shyamalan did that movie?
Sorry, it's not called Avatar. It's just called The Last Airbender. Good, it doesn't have the Avatar name to it.
Apparently, he was like super obsessed with. Like,
what movie?
Apparently,
he was. Movie.
Apparently, he tried really hard, or something. If I remember correctly, he really tried hard to get like the Kyoshi warrior aspect as like one of the main themes. And someone came down and be like, "Listen, you can't stop wasting money. Get back on, get back on just like getting the movie."
Also, they're like, "Hey, we want this actress to be Katara," and it's like, well, that doesn't make sense because they're like Eskimo. They're kind of
They look
Inuit.
Yeah, the Inuit.
Yeah.
Thank you. So it's like, but if she's white, we have to change that. All right, well then we'll change every single race of every single like major culture.
I don't even care about the racial aspect of it. The movie was just shit.
It's just one of those things where it's like the Fire Nation in my mind is honestly white. It's like I know Japanese imperialist kind of vibe, but in my mind they're white.
Oh, no. The Fire Nation are the Japanese.
Yeah. Earth Kingdom's Chinese. You could even make note that the
only reason I say that is the beach episode, and you see a lot of
Air
those people
Kingdom are most likely the Koreans.
I'd say Koreans are like
I would
Buddhist.
say Buddhist, yeah. And then you have
Buddhist Korean.
Well, then what would you call the Earth Nation?
China.
Chinese.
China.
Okay.
It's easily China.
We already said China.
With giant walls, the Great Wall.
They literally have an emperor.
Oh, okay, fair point.
Also, I think that aspect of the movie wasn't the biggest crime. It was the fact that, let's also change the names to Ong and Sokka.
Oh, yeah.
Like, guys, can we just agree that it's the fictional
For child
world?
actors, the acting was bad. It was.
Back to Glass.
Was
the second half was incredibly stupid. The first half was actually really good because they leaned on Unbreakable.
The first half is like Unbreakable, like part 2, and it's great.
Until they get to the mental asylum.
And then Sean's like, oh, wait, I must make a shitty movie now with, like, a plot twist. And then that ruins the movie. And you're just like, why?
Yeah, it's bad.
He's known for his plot twists. It's his only thing.
It's not a good plot twist. And the fact how certain characters... Do you guys mind if we spoil it?
I don't care. I'm not going to watch the movie.
Ace, do you have any care?
Didn't you already watch it?
No, he hasn't. He saw Split.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, it's like
I hated Split because this whole like there's like 20-something personalities and it's all like only like 3.
Would you like to know how the David Dunn character goes out or like would you like to know his story in
and you
Glass?
know what I actually could have done without the rape. Like I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I could have done without the kitty rape.
What?
Oh yeah, in Split.
Oh,
it was really on the nose, and it was really uncomfortable watching it with my family.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was the thing.
That's why I didn't like it. I watched it originally, and I was really opposed.
David
Dunn
they
don't even wrap it up. It's just.
So David Dunn dies in a puddle in Glass.
Oh yeah, he dies by being drowned in a puddle. The man that is as strong, can break steel, cannot push himself up out of a puddle. So yeah,
that was.
Yeah, I'm sorry, M. Night Shyamalan.
That almost tore my hair out. I'm like, really?
Unbreakable was great. You had some really good movies, but you're way past your fucking prime. And
but you know what's not past its prime? Moving on to the next movie, Lego Movie Part 2. Definite recommend it.
They are always great.
So like,
they are always
Glass
fucking
would give
great.
a 5. Lego Movie, I think, was another 7 or 8.
Oh yeah, easily. It's not.
8.
I don't think it's as good as the original because you can never put that chip back in the bottle for what they did. But for a sequel, it does. It goes in a new direction. It's really good, and it still hits those emotional beats.
Yeah,
and Will Ferrell is
again a great twist. It's honestly that was a
great twist. I loved it. That's how you do a twist, M. Night Shyamalan. When the Lego Movie does twists better than you, that's when you know it's time to hang up the cape.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's made by the Phil Lord and Tim Miller.
I think they were screenplay by them, but I don't think it was.
Well, no, I'm just saying originally, like, those guys, like, they just know how to, like, subvert and, like, again, because they did the Spider-Man movie, too.
Which is why I wanted to see a solo movie by them. And Disney's like, no.
Because what we got was so unique and original.
Yeah. So then we also have 2 quick movies that we'll discuss real quick. I did see How to Train Your Dragon, but I missed the first 20 minutes, so I'm not going to... It's great, but that being said, I want to see the whole movie before I get my opinion on it. But the other 2 movies were Cold Pursuit and Alita, Battle Angel.
Both of which were not what I expected, but oh wow, I was kind of shocked with both.
Yeah, Cold Pursuit I'd probably give like a 7. It's way better than The Commuter, and
it's like Taken, Fargo, and like an indie movie. And I mean this in the best way, an international indie movie. Like, it's shot weird. There's a lot of strange things in it that an American audience is not going to like.
But the story and characters are fantastic.
Yeah, it's a dark comedy. It has some great funny moments. Like,
yeah, there's a point where it's like, does law and like, is there any sort of like, how do I say this, reality to this world? It gets to a point where I'm like, that doesn't make sense how this guy's somehow getting away with all these crimes, but okay, it's fine. But I would probably like give it a 7. I think that is like
It's
a good
definitely worth a
film.
watch. If you like Taken and you like Fargo, I would say go see it because it is definitely unique.
And Liam Neeson's great in it, but like I
Yeah.
said, they play on the tropes of hit that genre really well. The other thing is Alita, and we saw this most recently, and that was an experience.
That was some fantastic action, a horrible romance, and it's like a roller coaster. Every time you go up, you get a moment where Alita suddenly gets the blood of a dog and puts it on her face like warrior face paint. You're just like cringing so hard, like why?
But then it goes into like the most amazing action sequence I've seen all year. Like the action in Broly's fantastic, but live action, holy mackerel!
Well, quote unquote live action, but
Like,
yeah, I get what you mean.
The motorball sequence 151, that was insane.
Yeah, that was
like
amazing.
balls.
Sure, you watch Alita bash someone in the head with a ball and then kick them out of the ring. It was
Or
it's
rip their
Hannibal.
head off.
yeah.
Also, this movie is real. It's like Robert Rodriguez is like he made Sin City and like Dusk Till Dawn or something.
And Spy Kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Spy Kids. Let's not forget
Spy
about that
Kids.
masterpiece.
His
Steve Buscemi.
highest rated film.
Do you think God stays in heaven for fear of what he created? Yeah, Steve, he does.
I have to go back and watch that movie because I feel like it would hold up, honestly.
So many poop
I don't
jokes.
think it
I
would.
liked it when the one kid who we all hated ended up stepping in camel poo and it went in his mouth, and it's like, ha, you ate poop.
Okay, maybe not, but you know,
I think that's
it's
the sequel.
interesting.
No, that's when they go to the island with Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, that's the second one.
I like that one. It's poop.
I like the monster designs, but maybe I was a kid.
But no, yeah,
Anyway,
this movie gets just.
I'm not
like,
a complicated
like,
man. I see poopy humor and I laugh.
I
poop.
I give it a
Alita,
6.
In Alita, there are moments where they're just like it goes. There's like a part where someone's face gets like caught like at an angle, and you see like their like tongues cut off, and like it's just like, and they're still talking, and you're just like, oh,
Like
oh.
my face. And it's like I start laughing. It's like this movie can be funny, but I feel like there was a guy in here who's like he was writing it for comedic effect, but then there was another guy who's like, no, we must take this 100% seriously.
Yeah, that's Robert Rodriguez. Have you seen any of his movies? He
No,
knows
no,
how
no.
to go.
But no, not
Like,
even Robert
stop.
Rodriguez. I mean, like
Hey,
literally,
Sean.
like just yeah.
Hey.
Sean,
Hey.
remember that time they put out a review and they asked, and like I forget, like 151 thought it didn't
They
look
pointed
right.
at their
and they
crotch
watched
the
it,
entire time.
and it was at crotch level the entire time.
Yep, and then half the time they pointed to their crotch.
Yeah.
Professionals.
Professionals.
And on that
Business-owning
note,
professionals.
But
probably
yeah, I'd actually go see it. If you like anime and you want to go see something insane with great action, go see Alita.
yeah,
you're
IMAX
cringe,
is
but-
actually worth it. But again, we would also say while Dragon Ball Super was in Broly was in theaters, see that in IMAX because it was a trip.
Yeah.
But-
It's-
But it's funny because I made the point that so far, Broly, Lego Movie, and Dragon are easily the best movies of the year, and they're all animated. So you know,
strong start.
yep.
There's a lot of movies. I mean, guys, best animated film: Aladdin, Will Smith, Genie.
Oh
Who's
God.
ready? Who's excited?
Oh,
Listen.
Because, you know,
Listen.
all of Disney's live adaptations just go so well.
Listen,
They're
Will
just
Smith.
well received.
Listen.
look, I like Pete's Dragon, and I will
Actually,
say
the Jungle Book was really good.
It
Jungle Book
was.
was good, and Pete's Dragon's great. But the other thing I'll say, Beauty and the Beast was okay at best. I actually liked a new song, the Tower song, but that's about it.
Doesn't anyone just want to see Beast on Beauty action in Beast form?
I mean,
or is that just me?
That might be just you.
You know what? I'll sign up for that. Anyway,
But
moving on.
Oh,
Maleficent was terrible, and Alice in Wonderland and the sequel are terrible. So
Johnny Depp in Alice in Wonderland again.
I
see,
think
here's
that's
the
all
thing.
of them.
I think when Disney
Cinderella's
makes some,
okay, I guess.
when Disney moves the formula, like does something like they stray from the formula, but they come back to the same endpoint. Like they do something a little bit different, it works. But when they do just a repeat, it doesn't, and that's why I feel like that's going to happen. I think
Remember-
Lion King can work because it's Jon Favreau, and he did great with the Jungle Book. But I think Aladdin is not going to be able
Yeah.
to work.
I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
feel like the Lion King I'm more excited about just because like there's a really severe dark undertone to the Lion King in the original one that's not really expanded upon, and just imagine that. Imagine the genocide, the killing, the murder,
Oh,
the
God.
intrigue.
Okay, here's the thing
What?
though.
What happens?
Even though people are yelling at the genie in Aladdin, I think the biggest travesty in that trailer was Jafar. Bring me the lump.
He sounds so yeah, I understand you're kind of aiming for like that soothsayer, kind of like, yes, whispering your thoughts and whatnot. But it's like Jafar had gravitas.
Yeah, Jafar, I will say, was more intimidating just because of his design and his character and stuff like that. I was like, okay, he's not the best villain, but for what he was good.
And I want that to be good. I really want that to be good because Aladdin is my favorite.
Good. I'm more excited about Mulan than any of these films.
It is different. It's going like, apparently there's like a witch, and
I hate that.
Actually, did I tell you Claire actually was able to see the team that was doing the choreography for Mulan because they were doing it, they were apparently in New Zealand.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they were like in the back roads and they were like doing a movie and she recognized it as it was Mulan because the guy, apparently they spoke to him real quick and they're like, oh yeah, we're doing Mulan. And it was like, they were all in like battle attire and all that stuff. So
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I want that movie to be good.
Did she get a picture?
To succeed. No.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's I want that movie to do well. But I think with that, bro, I think we're at the end of the podcast.
Yeah, we are. But in any case, guys, I want to thank you all for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. Thank you, 151, Ace and Sean, for tuning in or coming to help. We're going to try to either keep this same core cast or mix it up over the coming weeks with special guests, hopefully from other YouTube channels or other parts of strategy gaming or strategy gaming communities. Hey, but, we'll try to keep things up in the air. Try to keep things interesting. But in any case, thank you all for watching. This has been Greyshot17, Ace, Sean, and 151, and we'll see you all next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Ace, Joe Foley, Joey G, JP Vaal, jrchicklis, Manuel Marcatelli, Milam, Ollie, Onlyplayapples, Pyroshark, Rifle, Sebastian Marzalik, sgtMcPain, Streakingwookie, Toussaint, WhiteHotD, Aaron Yee, Jordan Savat, Leo Liu, Nathan, Angus, and Tim. Thank you again for your incredible support. You all rocked. It's been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time.